Welcome to this sacred reflection on the Beatitudes, the opening words of Jesus' most famous sermon, the Sermon on the Mount. Found in Matthew 5 verses 1 to 12, these words are more than just beautiful poetry. They are a divine blueprint for a life transformed, a radical reversal of the world's values. Let us journey through each beatitude, slowly and reverently, uncovering the deep spiritual truths Jesus invites us to live by. 1. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. What does it mean to be poor in spirit? It is not about financial poverty, but a deep humility, a recognition of our spiritual need, our emptiness without God. The poor in spirit know they are not self-sufficient. They do not boast in their achievements or rely on their own righteousness. In the kingdom of the world, pride is power. In the kingdom of heaven, surrender is strength. To be poor in spirit is to bow before God and say, "I need you." And to such hearts, Jesus opens the gates of heaven itself. 2. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. This mourning is not just about grief from loss. It is deeper. It is the sorrow over sin. It is a broken heart for the brokenness in ourselves, in others, and in the world. In a world that tells us to chase happiness and hide our pain, Jesus blesses the weeping ones, the mourners, those who are burdened by injustice, who cry over cruelty, who feel deeply the wounds of this world. And Jesus promises, "You shall be comforted, not with false cheer, but with the deep, healing comfort of God's presence." 3. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. The meek are not weak, they are strong enough to be gentle. They have power, but it is under control. Meekness is the posture of humility before God and others, not grasping for dominance, but trusting that God is the one who gives all things in time. While the world exalts the loud, the aggressive, the self-promoters, Jesus lifts up the meek, the quiet, the kind, the patient. And to them he promises not just heaven, but earth renewed, redeemed, restored. 4. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Righteousness is not merely personal piety or moral perfection. It is a hunger for justice, for holiness, for God's will to be done on earth as it is in heaven. Jesus blesses those who long for more than the empty calories of worldly success. Those who ache for goodness, who thirst for truth, who yearn for the right to triumph over wrong. And he promises, you will be filled, not with worldly gain, but with the very righteousness of God. 5. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Mercy is love in action. It is compassion for the broken, forgiveness for the undeserving, kindness for the hurting. To be merciful is to see others as God sees them, to let go of revenge, to extend grace, to stoop down and lift up. And in giving mercy, we receive it. Those who show compassion find themselves embraced by the compassion of the Father. 6. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. The pure in heart are not perfect, but they are sincere. Their hearts are undivided, their motives clean. They seek God not for what He gives, but for who He is. In a world obsessed with image, Jesus looks at the heart. He blesses those who live with integrity, who desire holiness, who turn from corruption and look toward light. To these, Jesus gives the greatest gift, the vision of God Himself. 7. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Peace is more than the absence of conflict. It is the presence of wholeness, shalom. Peacemakers are bridge builders. They speak truth in love. They bring reconciliation where there is division. In a world torn by war, hatred, and polarization, Jesus calls us to be peacemakers, not peacekeepers, but those who actively create peace. And in doing so, we reflect our Father because God is the ultimate peacemaker. 8. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. To follow Christ often means to walk against the current. It may cost us reputation, comfort, even safety. But Jesus assures us, when we suffer for doing what is right, we are not forgotten. We are counted among the saints, the prophets, the faithful. The kingdom belongs to such as these, those who stand firm, who love boldly, who remain faithful even when it hurts. 9. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. And so Jesus ends with this personal beatitude. He speaks directly, "Blessed are you when you are insulted, slandered, or hated because you bear His name. Rejoice," he says, "not because the pain is small, but because the reward is great. You stand in the footsteps of prophets. You walk with saints, and your reward is not just in heaven someday, but in the deep joy of knowing you belong to Christ." If you believe in Jesus, subscribe for more videos.